Hello and welcome back to Love Advice TV. I am Coach Adrian and I've dedicated my life to doing videos just like this one to help people all over the world with their heartaches and their love issues. And we provide content, articles, free guides, coaching sessions to help people find happiness in love and to get back with someone that basically they love and lost. And this video is centered around a YouTube comment that I got in another one of my videos. And this subscriber, viewer of ours, asked if it's possible to get back with an ex a year or more after their breakup. And it's a question that I've addressed on this channel before, but it's one that's very dear to my heart and that I wanted to kind of address again here with you guys. So is it possible to get back with an ex a year or more after a breakup? The answer is yes, it is absolutely possible. We help people on a regular basis get back together a year or more after a breakup, separation, or even sometimes after a divorce. We see couples get back together years later. And myself, I was able to get back with my college sweetheart a year and a half after we broke up. This was a long distance breakup. We broke up for a year and a half and we ultimately found each other again, got back together. We now have a 5-year-old daughter and we've been married and happy together, and it's worked for me. So I know that it can work for you guys as well. That was a year and a half after our initial breakup, and we both dated other people in the meantime. So just because you've broken up and the person you love has started seeing other people doesn't mean that it's the end, because it's happened to me. There are a lot of hurdles there, long distance and other people. So it's possible. The key, of course, is timing. It's how you go about entering your significant other's life again and what you have to offer, how you've evolved, how you've changed since the breakup. When you try to get back with an ex years later, it's very important that you had built somewhat of a passionate connection with this person. If you only dated for a very short relationship and they have been in multiple long-term relationships or one long-term relationship after you, it's more complicated if your relationship did not have somewhat of a strong connection there. But if you had a very deep, passionate connection, even 5, 6, 7 years later, it is still possible to tap into that intimacy and to recreate and nurture that bond that once existed, as long as you have something new to offer. You must have evolved. If you still are putting this person on a pedestal years later, the odds are that you're not going to be able to win them back. And I've seen people 3, 4, 5 years later still put their ex on a pedestal, and by definition putting themselves below their ex and not being a challenge, not being attractive. If you cannot be confident and if you don't have a true sense of happiness and well-being when you reestablish contact with your significant other, the odds are that it will not work. So you need to make sure that you're in a good place, that truly you are in a good place, not pretending, not basically in a show or putting on a show. And obviously it's best that your significant other isn't in a committed relationship themselves, because it's not going to work out for you. You need to make sure that the timing of it all is right and that they're ready and open and available. And then, again, you need to make sure that you approach them in the right way. And that's where we come in. This is our expertise, to make sure that we guide clients through this process of reconnection the right way, building the bridge, as I like to call it. It's what we are pros at, basically. And it can happen for you too. If you're watching this video, if you're dreaming of being with someone that you had a deep connection with, it can happen for you too, because it happened to me. You just need to make sure that you maximize your chances of success, that you don't let your emotions get the best of you, that you don't act out of insecurity, and that you remind them of the positive bond that you shared at the beginning stages of the relationship. So these situations can be a little bit tricky and dicey, and I encourage you to book a session with any one of our coaches so that you can be accompanied on this process of reconnecting with your significant other and to develop a communication strategy. And it will be our pleasure to help, especially me. I've been in your shoes. I know how it feels, and it's worked out for us. And don't let people tell you that just because you broke up means that you weren't meant to be, because that's not true. In some cases, you weren't meant to be, and in other cases, you can absolutely ensure that you were meant to be. And that's what I would like for us to work on together. So if you're interested, you know where to find me with myexagain.com/coaching. I am Coach Adrian, friend, expert, and confidant. Let's make it happen. Keep fighting the good fight, keep the dream alive, and see you soon.